All right, guys, welcome back, literally. So those of you who have followed us over on YouTube know that we have not produced any content in, let's see, probably 3 months, maybe 4, 3 months certainly. And today is going to be the first set of essentially the new series. And you're going to see that we have brought something to the farm. In fact, we've brought several things to the farm. And so you're going to get to see sort of the unveiling, and then we'll start doing content, which might be more interesting for a lot of folks who are more interested in livestock and the other animals on the farm. All right, so right now we're just about to prep to show you the unveiling of what we are now bringing onto the property and to get started. All right, so we're super excited. I hope you can tell that, and we hope that you are too for us, and hopefully for the content of the channel. Okay, so with that, let me get a few things in order, and then I'll be right back at you.
Hi, girls. That one's coming back to watch. Hey, baby, right behind. Oh. There's the getaway girl.
Yeah, the catch pit.
Come on, little girlfriends.
Here's a bucket of alfalfa that they've eaten half of it down. Come on, come on.
Come on, let's go. Come on. Let's go. Here comes Dan. Here comes Dan. Come on, it's okay. Come on. Come on. Let's go. Go on. No. Come on. Come on. It's okay. Come on. Come on. Let's go. It's okay. Good girl. Where you at? Let's go.
Come on.
Now you want to go. The one's gonna poop on your foot. Good girl. Go on.
Good girls. Come on.
Go on.
Good
Ooh,
girls.
look at that.
Good girls.
Ooh. Come on, girls. Go see.
Good girls.
You girls don't want to get in this morning, and now you don't want to get out? Good girl. Good girl. Good girls. Good girls. All right. Yay. Good girls. They're all out.
That's the start, huh?
There you go, baby.
That's the beginning. Oh man, it's super exciting. Oh yeah, see this will take care of them long enough for them to really get trained to the hot wire. That's the big issue, was that they weren't trained to hot wire. So this is a 5-strand paddock. And so we'll let them be in here and touch the hot wire and just know what it is. And then we'll start moving that far wire in using a poly wire with just 2 strands so that they get used to the 2-strand. And then once they do that, then we'll take them out right through here and we'll put them down in the lower pasture. Good morning. It's our first morning with the sheepies. They still have a good amount of grass in here. I brought alfalfa pellets and I'm seeing whether they'll come to me because of it. Put them down here on the ground and then we'll see. Look, they're coming. Hey, sheepies. They had never had alfalfa pellets before. Apparently they had had grain. But well, they seem to like the pellets. I'll just move away. Over time, I'd like for them to come to me so that I could move them easier. So just gonna bring some water over here. My water system is a good concept. Look at the little lamb. Yeah. Isn't that a beautiful view? Look at that. Yeah, so my watering system, as I think I mentioned yesterday, 250-gallon tote comes down. This has a float valve in it. And this bucket is just a fly trap. I'm gonna put fly paper on there. Right, so far we don't have many flies, but with all the poop, that will change, of course. So I've just got this bucket here. I'll put this other 5-gallon bucket, I'll fill this one up, just so they get used to this being a waterer. Yeah. It's got bugs in it, I'll need to pull it off here. Beauty is that it just lifts off the rail. Like that. And then just goes right back on it. Alrighty guys, back with the sheep. You can see them out there. You can see this on the ground. That is 90% shade cloth. It's worked so well in the garden using the T-posts on the corners to hold it up that we decided, hey, let's try it here to give the sheep a place to get out of the sun. They were all hanging out up against the barn a few minutes ago, and that's because, of course, as the sun goes around to the south, it gets shade. You can kind of see it. It's just barely there. I don't want to blind you guys out, but it's just barely about over the edge of the barn, and so they will get shade for a period of time, but then as it goes down the west, this area gets quite warm again. So we thought, doesn't hurt anything. Let's give them a little bit of shade cloth. So just going to pound in some T-posts and put this up, and I will show you what the final product looks like. But I'll just show you. So the grommets here on the corners are reinforced, and then I take bank line and I just make a loop, and then I will pull the loop in on itself, which I would show you if I wasn't holding you in my other hand. And then what happens is that it just makes a loop through the through that reinforced grommet, and then it's easy to just pull on and off as we move them. So ultimately what we will have is we will have T-posts out in the individual paddocks. So as I put them in to move the shade cloth, I'll just leave those T-posts, so the next time through they'll have that same spot. And so, you know, we're on the 5-year plan, right? Nothing gets done exactly perfect. Homesteading is a long way from being perfect. And so we'll do this as we go, and then we can just move the shade cloth from paddock to paddock. But right now, they are here, in what we call the training paddock or even the birthing paddock. So this is, as I mentioned previously, behind the barn, and it is a 5-strand hot wire, high tensile wire. And then right now I have the poultry netting up for 2 reasons. One is we are big fans of the go with 2 4-foot fences separated 4 feet apart rather than trying to pull tight an 8-foot fence. Yes, animals can jump over, a coyote could jump over either one of these fences, but as they see them, they deer, everything. We haven't had a single animal, bear, we've had bear all over the property, we've had coyotes all over the property, we've never had a single one penetrate that 4 by 4 by 4 fence. And so we're trying it here with the sheep, and of course we have a couple lambs in there, and you know, first night, so far so good, but you know, that's one night, right? There's a lot of experience coming in our days. So, okay, let me get back to this and I'll show you what it looks like, and then we'll go around and show you some other things what we're doing. Okay. All right, guys, so this is what the finished product looks like. Just some T-posts. I could put center T-posts too, we'll see. These are 6-footers. I think that'll be plenty of room, frankly. Like I said, they're not that tall. It does sag a little bit in the middle. I could probably pull these out a little bit, but these are really tough because this is bedrock right underneath here. And that's really tough. So we'll see if they like this and use it. You can see they're out in the sun right now because they don't know what this is. But if they get out here and they like it, I could always adjust it. And of course, we remember that they're only going to be here for a bit and then they go to the next paddock. So I can obviously adjust this paddock for round 2. We're on a 5-year plan. Nothing is perfect. There we go. They look very happy though. I hope you can see them eating out of that black bucket there. That's the vitamin bucket. Makes me very happy. Oh, even the little lamb is eating from there. That's really good. So that'll give them magnesium and other vitamins that they need instead of just straight up grass. Morning, everybody. Well, you can see that we have moved the sheep. Things look a little bit of a mess, so I apologize, but they were up there behind the barn, and we created a chute using the poultry netting, which I think I've mentioned to you, resembles the cattle panels that they were kept in before. So it's just a visual cue not to go up to that fence or challenge that fence. We went from a 5-wire, hot wire, high tensile wire, to here we're using poly wire on a reel. I don't know if you can see the reels hanging off of the post down there. This is the, I think it's 7-strand poly wire. It's not super visible, but it's visible enough that they see it. I was having a little bit of an issue getting it adjusted. The lambs, little lambs, were jumping through in between the 2 wires. So I obviously had to tighten that up. Also, I had this outside perimeter poultry fence connected also to the hot wire, and it was draining so much current off of there that the interior, the actual poly wires, you know, were only at like, I don't know, maybe 4,000 volts. And the lambs and the ewes were not really responsive to it. So I disconnected this. That went up to 8,000. In fact, I got hit in the process of doing it or testing it. So I can tell you, I would not want to get hit a second time and would avoid it at 8,000 volts. So anyway, they seem to be pretty good. We've got the shade cloth up for them. They really need it. But this morning, I just wanted to come down before. It's supposed to get in the mid-90s today. And man, when it's hot here, it's really hot. So just to put some water in this black tote for them, fill it up. They seem to really like, let me just show you. They seem to really like this all species tub vitamin. I'm doing that mostly for magnesium, but you can see them on another one down there. They haven't quite finished this one, so I just left it in there. But it's almost like candy to them, and maybe that's not a good thing. So we'll have to monitor that and learn whether that's a good idea. I just don't want to have, the grass is so lush that, you know, I don't want them to be short of I think it's magnesium that they need. Of course, I'm also training the dogs. The bird dog they had to train to the chickens is doing pretty good. Every once in a while, he just can't help himself. And he's pretty good with the sheep, partly because they're bigger and they're as big as he is. And I think he certainly, you know, doesn't look like he wants to go after him. He's a bird dog and he's not an alpha. And so it's just, everybody's just learning. We're learning, that's for certain. The sheepies are learning this new system with the Hotwire. They seem to be coming along good, well. And the dogs, they're definitely doing better. This Garmin e-collar helps a lot because, of course, if one of them tries to challenge the sheep or the fence or something from a distance, I can just give them stimulation. And at this point, they're so used to the collar that I don't even have to use you know, any energy. I just use the sound, and the sound is enough to tell them, knock it off.
There you go. Yeah, I think 602 is fine. Sweetheart. 605. 630. You want to eat out of my hand too? Come on, girls. Yeah? No? Alright. Hi, little lambs. Maggie and Dolly. Those are the ones I'm going to work on right now.